Live. We're going to play some harmonica today. If you have not gone and gotten your resources, they are sitting at they're sitting at mammothgardens.com, mammothgardens.com. And you click on the harmonica link on the front page. It takes you to the daily harmonica link, and I'm going to post that right now. I'll delete this. Command V. Whoops. Command V. Shift. Highlight. Scroll up. Where's the darn thing? Here it is. Link. Scroll back down. Enter. Computer's running super slow today. Not sure why. I blame YouTube. We don't blame YouTube for anything because it's awesome. And so now we should be able to get everybody in here. We're going to start class in 6 minutes. So if you're watching the recording of this, just fast forward 6 minutes. It'll save you 6 minutes of your life listening to me say hi to people. So, which is delightful and it's on its own. Case here. My lighting is crazy. I'm going to change this. Let's throw this, close this down. The sun has stopped. We've started to get. What am I going to do here? Is that better or worse? Anyway, lighting is terrible in here. It's much better in my house. I got to start doing that from there. Hey, Uke Noob. Hey, Pauline. Good to see you guys. Didn't chase you off yesterday, so we're gonna play harmonica again today. That's from yesterday. All right. My regular lesson. Okay, good. Very exciting. Let's see. I'm going to play with this one today. The fun part about harmonica is you start to get a little collection, and you have this pile of them, and we will. So you never know. You're like, well, which one do I feel like today? And then if you're me, you sort of think, well, which harmonica has the least amount broken on it? Previous book. I got to go through that. I'm going to use paper products today. Let's get this. Yeah. Where should I put this? Just right here. Oh, can you tell I'm running a little bit behind? It's a little bit, not a little bit. I'm way behind today. All right. So yesterday we got started on Yankee Doodle, right? No. We didn't do Yankee Doodle. We did. When the Saints Go Marching In. That will be the first one up today. So you can get your book set up. We will, every day we're going to do the C major scale every day. So I guess start with that one. Get that one in front of you first. What I want you to do is just get where you have that thing memorized. And it's just a way you warm up your harmonica. You may have figured out having a cold harmonica is not necessarily to your benefit. So a lot of times just hold it in your hand and get it warmed up a little bit. It'll sound. It'll be easy. The reeds will be more ready to play that way. So, Kat, back for more huffing. Last night I was playing Danny Boy on my chromatic, and it's all this in. There's way too many ins, way too many draws compared to the number of blows. And at one point I go, and my wife looks over at me and she goes, "Are you all right?" So she was patient and let me play Ash Grove and Danny Boy last night while we were sitting there. She was reading a book, so anytime I can get her to read a book, then I'm good. Hey, Gary, welcome in. Good to see you. Valerie, more myself. More. You fell asleep and missed orchestra. Oh, Valerie, jeez. Yeah, I wore myself out yesterday, too. I went to bed about 9:15. Yeah, I was exhausted. So we're gonna get smart about, hey, let's keep these classes short. Let's get the big stuff in, and then let's go have coffee, right? Hey, Francine. 2 glasses of water. Yeah, see, I got. Look at what I thought. Look what I learned yesterday, right? Yeah, I'm set up. I'm drinking coffee this morning, which means I'm going to end up with coffee inside of here. So I got to drink there. Evelyn just laid it in. Lindy just broke in. My husband. You had been keeping it a secret. Lindy, that is hilarious. Hey, Melissa, welcome in. So delighted you're here. Is that a little robin on your profile? How exciting! Um, I was a fourth grade ornithologist. I was a troubled child, and not that bad. Just a little bit different than everybody else, which everybody is in fourth grade, I think. And my poor teacher, she's like, I got to find this kid something to do. So she put me in charge of doing this little bird display, and so I would cut out these paper, what do you call that, construction paper birds, and then I put them in a cage. And so I was a fourth grade ornithologist, so I have a fond belief in robins as a bird, generally speaking. I think that they're everywhere, right? And they're really lovely, and they're fun to watch because you're walking along and they get a worm out. So glad you're here, Melissa. Hey, Louise. I know, right? I'm getting in trouble. Um, I'm running behind this morning, okay? So I haven't got any of this into me, and this is more important. I drink 2 cups of coffee every morning, and then I get in the car and I go to Starbucks and get my Americano for the day. And this will last until quite a while, but I need a little bit. The world has not gone completely off the rails when you can at least have a Starbucks in the morning. Jack, day 2, right? We're ready to roll. Susan, let's see. I know your poor families were like, all right, I know the Saints are marching in. What else you got? By the end of next week, you'll have 8 songs. You will be able to mix it up. They'll all end up sounding like when the Saints go marching in, but you'll at least be able to deny only knowing one song. 5 days a week. How many weeks? Um, we're gonna go until I'm sick of it. I think that's my plan right now. So the truth is, guys, when you get to chromatic, you have a lifetime of music ahead of you. I would say there's 100 to 150 songs that we can do on a regular harmonica, and that may be more than enough for you. And honestly, after you learn how we do this, you may not even, you may like just wait for me to publish the sheet music, right? But in terms of chromatic harmonica, you have a lifetime ahead of you, and then a few of you have already figured out, hey, and I get harmonica people who are serious about it, and they're like, oh, well, what about bending notes and draws and playing the blues and all this stuff? All of that stuff is fine. That's just lovely. I don't teach any of that. So at some point you may be like, well, I want to start doing that. And then that gets into a really sort of high level playing. Generally, you see old white guys doing that. And it's pretty fun. I do follow a couple of female harmonica players on YouTube. Not very many out there, but a couple of them, and a couple of them are dynamite, right? So it's not just for old men anymore. Let's see. Renee, almost forgotten to. Oh, I know, right? Renee, I set an alarm. Yeah, robins are your favorite. Yay, Melissa and I have a common bond. We are robin people. My husband rolled his eyes. Here's what you do. We're going to learn. We'll learn. I don't know. We'll learn something really beautiful, and then they'll be like, "Oh, that sounds nice." Okay. Uh, thanks, Melissa. Cute. Safe so far. Okay, San Francisco Bay is staying safe. Yeah, I saw that some of the redwoods were actually on fire. That makes me weep. Links work well when you figure out the time zone. Oh, okay, John. I know you. John sent me an email earlier, and he's like, "I don't see the link," and I was like, "Well, I haven't posted it yet." So, time zones is one of those things, right? You got to set it up on your clock, and I do what I can, which is not enough, but I know because we have people from all over the world who join us, and so it's like, I don't know what time it is at your house. Here's what time I'm doing it. You try to figure it out. So glad you made it, John. All right, let's go. Number of things. Number 1, did you wash your hands? Right. Remember, you're going to be sticking them all over your face. It's disgusting. And so you always want to make sure you have washed your hands. Second thing, did you brush your teeth? I'm trying to think of a brush your teeth joke. I don't have one, so make sure you brush your teeth. Otherwise, all the crap that's in your crud that's in your mouth is going to go right into that harmonica, and then it's going to stick in there. And so, like, I've been drinking a latte here, so all that milk and sugar. There's no sugar, and I get a an Americano with cream. But some of that cream is going to build up in your harmonica. Some of the coffee is going to build up in your harmonica, and you're going to have to clean it more often. So let's drink up to a healthy day in harmonica. Try to wash out your teeth a little bit, right? Kind of gross, but that's what we do that's what we do. Next thing, sit up tall. Remember, you're breathing from your belly, not your neck. Okay, so get these ready to go. Next thing, remember when you are going from note to note, you want to play 2, 2, 2, 2. Eventually, you're not going to do that between every note, but it's a good habit to get started in right now. 2, 2, 2. If you don't do the 2, you're basically slurring the notes. Wah 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 wah. And there will come a point when you're like, yep, that's exactly the sound I wanted, but I want at least initially you to get where here's the beginning of the note, here's the beginning of the next note, here's the beginning of the next note, and the way you do that is with 2, 2, 2, 2. Next thing, remember we're trying to get one single note, and it's harder than you'd think, right? So when you are blowing, it's real easy to get 2 or 3 reeds all at the same time, and that's not what we want initially. Okay, so pucker up as small as you need to try to get a single hole involved. And that's what we're looking for, is just that one single clean reed playing. Eventually, obviously, we're going to open up and we're going to involve more reeds than one at a time. But in the beginning, one note at a time. That's what we're really trying to work on. Once you get that, once your harmonica starts cooperating, you're going to find you have a lot less stress about it, and you're going to things have loosened up, and your mouth is going to be able to create that single note with less puckering. Okay, but I think in the beginning it's really your only choice. Third thing we talked about yesterday is cupping the harmonica. Okay, and did Jody log in yet today? Jody posted a video of her playing last on it, and I still need to get a harmonica. Gary, will you be teaching? Will you be teaching how to play hands free eventually? Yeah. Well, what you'll find, Jeff is asking, hey, what about playing another instrument and doing the whole Bob Dylan thing, right? It's where you put get the little neck harness and you hang it here. You'll notice it is generally speaking, chord players do that. So they will still also be playing it and playing this at the same time. And they tend to just be doing chords on it. You can absolutely play it, if it's hanging in the little thing, right? You can still play it like that. But that's the only difference, okay, is that you, instead of holding it, it's stuck in your neck. You lean forward and do that. Let's see, bottoms up, Melissa. Jeff, I feel your pain, right? I still need to get a harmonica. So harmonicas, guys, are pretty easy to get a hold of. Okay, you go to Amazon, go click, and then you get one. Okay, just got back from the food pantry. Oh, good for you, Patty. Good for you working on helping those people. Looking forward to Harlan and James. Okay, James is back. Okay, so we're all caught up with comments. Let's talk. What was I talking about? Oh, cupping the harmonica. So remember this hand, right? And then this hand goes right under here. So you create a sound box right there, okay? Okay, and then you're able to open that sound box up to open the sound a little bit and close it back down. So this is ideal way to hold the harmonica. Okay, in the beginning we have a tendency to do this, and that's fine. And that's actually how, if you are playing another instrument and you have it hooked into the harp holder, I think they call them. That's how you'll end up playing anyway. But to get the best sound, we really do want to create that sound box, and then you have the option of opening it up and getting a little vibrato in there. Okay, that's it for the preliminaries. I will try on each Monday to be a little more thorough in our discussion about approaching the technique of harmonica. Mostly Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I just want to play through our songs, make sure you're in good shape and you know how the songs are supposed to go. And then on Friday, we will play them with no instruction. Okay, so that's sort of my idea. Monday instruction, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday practice, Friday concert. Okay, so that we'll do that for a while until we decide if that works or not. Obviously, I've never taught this online. I only taught this in face-to-face classes over here at the community center where I teach, and it was so who knows whether we're getting anything done. Okay, now Jody just walked in. I want to say Jody Lee, Jodielee. You should be following her on Facebook because every day she's posting a video of her singing or playing or whatever, doing a song, right? Every day does a new song. And she is yesterday when the Saints go marching in. Okay. And it was delightful. So there you go. Copy her name, go to Facebook, follow her. All right. Now, remember, numbers on top, numbers up here, and then you slide them along. I need to get that together and put it on YouTube. All right. I don't know if you need to do that or not, Jody. Number 1 is on the top and it's in your left hand, and number 10 is on the top in your right hand. Okay. Those are your blows and then your draws. Okay. And then we're going to do the C major scale. Wet lips help, right? Find your 4, get your voice lined out. That's the sound you should have with me. Remember 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Let's do it from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. I forgot my 2s. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, one more time. See if you can get your sandwich thing here and in your sound box here, and then let's try it that way. We'll go all the way up to the top, and then we'll come back down from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay. So I'm having a little bit of double reading, right? It happens. Okay. Your goal again is just to see if you can get that down to, in the beginning, you usually have 2 reads, sometimes 3 reads, and then you try to get down to 2, and then your goal is to get it to 1. In the beginning, if you're doing this pucker up thing, your sound's going to be a little thin, but you have to do that in the beginning until you get comfortable with the sound and get comfortable with this weird instrument you're going to be messing around with. You take a little bit of time to get used to that with these puckered up blows, and then eventually you're going to open your mouth up and it's going to go, the instrument will go a little bit further into your mouth and it'll sound a little bit better. But in the beginning, you don't worry about too much about sound. You're just trying to get a clean tone. Okay, let's play it one last time, and then we're going to switch over to music. Okay, so from the top of the C major scale, hole number 4, 1, 2, ready, play. You'll notice that, are you dizzy? You will notice if you're breathing well, you're kind of sitting up straight and your lungs are, a whole lot of air is coming and going from your lungs. The other thing I think you'll notice is the more you play, as you warm up the reeds, they'll cooperate a little bit better with you. And Kat mentioned as she was leaving yesterday, she says, "Man, my top reads are really, really challenging to play through. All of them are very, very challenging to play through up here. So it's not necessarily that you have a crummy harmonica. You might, but if you have these higher reads, are going to be harder to play than the lower reads. Okay, that's why we spend at least the first couple of lessons just really focusing on the middle of the harmonica. That's where we want to get those reeds warmed up, get them going well, and all of that." It's not easy to altitude. Also, my shoulders keep ending up in my ears. Right? We're doing this. So talk posture. Right? So good, solid posture. This is something we're terrible at. Right? We have lazy boy rockers. This is how we sit, watch TV all day long, right? So we're looking at, hey, nice posture. Same thing as with every instrument. If your neck is and doing this, that's gonna affect your tone and make your playing less fun. So remember, you're a harmonica player. Nobody has any expectations that you're any good. Okay, people are pretty sure you're terrible. So you don't have any expectations. No reason to get yourself twisted up over, hey, am I doing this right or not? You're doing it fine. You're awesome. You're as good as any other harmonica player, almost, right? And so try to make sure you're having fun. You're having fun. We're working on a skill set. Obviously, I promise about 3 weeks of this, and you're probably going to have as much of a skill set as you need to really play everything. So got that going. Okay, let's go on to When the Saints Go Marching In. Okay, as we talked yesterday, the notes that you have on this one, there's fours, there's fives, and there's sixes, and that's it. And that's exactly what we have been playing. We went all the way up to 7 with the C scale. But your 4, 5s, and 6s, everything is exactly what we want. All you have to do is get your blow right or your draw right. The harder part of this song is being patient while you're waiting for all the beats to come in. Rest, oh, when the Saints, 2, 3, 4, 1. Go marching in, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now that when you're talking about counting it, you get to say 2, 3, 4, 1. But when you're a harmonica player, it goes wah, right? And you're having to count in your head 2, 3, 4, 1. So they got a lot of mental stuff going on while you're continuing this blow. So if you don't have your lungs set up right, if you haven't gotten enough air in for those outs, you're gonna run out of air. The second thing that happens, and I was mentioning earlier, this is what happened when I was playing Danny Boy last night. There's a ton of draws in there. Ended up with a lung full of oxygen, and I had to stop and go, and then start over, right? So just be mindful with a song like this. It's not really the skill set on the harmonica. It's really the breathing that we got to get right. You are starting from hole number 4 for C, playing up to number 8 for the octave. Q. You are starting from hole number 4 for C, playing up to number 8 for the octave on diatonic. Question mark. Q, if I'm understanding the question, we're looking at the C major scale. We're starting on 4, and we're going up to 7, and then back down. So the C note in below number 4, that's a C, draw is 5. Draw is D, blow is E, draw is F in number 5. Then you go to 6, blow is G, draw is A. And then you go to 7, draw is B, and blow is C again. So that's on the C major scale. Right underneath there, it has the tablature. Okay, so yeah, if tablature, reading the tablature is not immediately coming as a comfortable thing, go check yesterday's lesson again. If, on the other hand, you're learning to read the notes, on this one, I put this in actual pitch, right? So the notes are much higher than the notes are actually the notes you're playing. This one's written in actual pitch rather than what we usually do is drop them an octave because it's easier to read. But this doesn't go way off the top. So this is written on actual pitch. Okay, if you're learning to read the standard notes, you don't need to learn the standard notes to play this. Okay, all right. So let's play it. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then your first note is a blow 4. Okay. And then just so on the notes you're going to play are all written right above the lyrics. So when the Saints go marching in, that's where your either blows or draws are. Okay, from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we would normally repeat there. Okay, we'll talk about sheet music here in just a little bit. Big takeaway from that is how'd your lungs do? How did your breathing out control go? And how did your sucking in go? Okay. I noticed when I got to 4, 5, draw 5, 6, I needed to take a little in breath. Okay. So sometimes you'll stop playing a note a tiny bit early to give you a chance to reload your mechanism, right? And so I think breathing, honestly, will become, once you get comfy with it, then you'll do so much better. But in the beginning, you're like, you keep running out of air or getting too much air. Could you please go a bit slower? Could I go a bit slower? Let's try it. Okay, let's try it. Let's see how we do. Okay, because you're right now, you're looking at a number. It's got to go in and calculate what the heck that even means. Then you got to get it on your face over to the ukulele, right? And then you got to do whatever it says. And then you go on to the next note and you got to start that whole process over again. What I think you'll find with harmonica as you get more comfy with it is that you're just going to know, oh, the next note's higher up, right? And you don't necessarily even have to have the sheet music. You'll really start to hear it a little bit more by ear. Right now, I'm trying to be very specific on what I'm doing. And it's a lot, right? Your eyes, your brain, your hands, your breathing apparatus, the whole thing. You got a lot going on. I'll go a little slower. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A little slower. Was that slow enough? It's like you're trying to learn to drive a stick shift. A little bit like you're trying to drive a stick shift, right? You got all these things going on. You think this little instrument, geez, this should be no big deal. It's kind of a big deal when you first start. Once you get going, it's not a big deal, right? This, honestly, a lot of times we talk in music, oh, this is easy, and it's not easy at all. Nothing in music is easy. But of anything that's easy, it's going to be this one. Okay, it's going to be about the easiest thing that you can get real legitimate music out of, because we can also do chords on this. We can do all kinds of fun stuff. Let's do it one more time, but this time we're going to take the repeat. So let's talk about repeats. Make sure that those of you who are newer to music can understand how this works. So we start at the beginning of the song, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's measure 0 in my sheet music. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's that little squiggle at the beginning of measure 1. That's a rest. Then you play 4, 5, minus 5, 6. Now, as you cross over into measure 2, notice those are two kind of heavy lines going up and down with 2 dots in front. That's called a forward repeat. And when you see a forward repeat, that means at some point in the song, you're coming back to that spot. Okay. So at some point in the song, you're going to come back to measure 2. Play. You get to measure 16. This is where things get a little iffy. I recommend that when you play music, you have a highlighter with you. And at measure 16, you'll see above measure 16, you'll see this bracket, and it says 1, 2, 3. What that means is the first time through, the second time through, and the third time through, you're supposed to play into measure 16 and 17. That's what that bracket is. I tell people, hey, put a little yellow line at measure 16 right at the beginning, so that when you get to measure 16, you think, is this the first time, the second time, the third time, or the fourth time? If it's the fourth time, you don't go into 16 and 17. But if it's times 1, 2, and 3, you are going to go into 16. Okay. At the end of measure 17, then you see that repeat sign again, the dark bar with the 2 dots. That's a backward repeat. And that says, all right, got here, let's go backward. And you go all the way back to measure 2. Okay. I also recommend that with your highlighter, you stick it right along measure 2 so that your eyeball tracks very quickly there. You're like, all right, I'm getting there. Now, where's my eyeball supposed to go? To that other piece of yellow highlighter that I've got. And it's going to really make your speed and your comfort level with the sheet music faster. I also think that at least initially, there's a lot of information on this page and it's a little overwhelming. What I would really focus in on is, hey, put highlighter on your repeats so you get those right. And then all you really need to be doing is staring at the tablature notes, right? Blow 5, draw 6, whatever it happens to be. That's all you're working on right now. In your head, hopefully you're singing the tune. Oh, when the saints, right? So that you can get that. You're also listening to me so that, because I'm trying to hold the notes for the correct number of beats. So I'm sort of your conductor in that sense of, hey, when I don't really want to start till Gary starts. I want to kind of keep going and while Gary's going. Okay. And I may have my timing off a little bit, which means you need to adjust your timing a little bit. I'm trying to be as close as I can. Right. And so that we're playing together as a team. Let's see. Let me double check. Slower was actually harder for me. Yeah, slower sometimes is harder. Okay. Let's see. Cat. So the notes in the C chord are all blow. Otherwise, a draw. Can I expect this for other harmonicas in other keys? So Susan, whatever the key it is. So this is in the key of C. Always, all blows will be a C chord. Okay. If it's an F, all blows will be an F chord, and so on. And we're going to talk, not this week and maybe not even next week, but eventually we will talk about how you incorporate chords into your blows or into your production as well. So for example, let me just give you a quick example. Oh, when the saints, okay, I'm on a blow 6. Well, and it's a C chord. So that gives me an opportunity to combine them. I've already turned my thing upside down. Okay, stuck the harmonica all the way in and just blew a whole bunch of holes, right? So now I've got a chord on there in addition to playing the melody. You start to sound a little more sophisticated. So yeah, absolutely. Your thought is right, Susan. All blows are in whatever key the harmonica happens to be. It'll be that chord, okay? It's the draws you have to think through because sometimes those are what you want and sometimes they're not. And usually your draws are just 2 reeds to get whatever chord you're after. All right, so we talked about the sheet music. From measure 1 through measure 17, go all the way back to 2. We'll play all the way through 15, and then you're going to skip, and we're going to play 18. Okay, so in other words, we're only going to do it twice through. We're going to do the first verse and the fourth verse. Okay, does the minus sign in front of the harmonica mean to breathe in? Yes, yes. That's exactly what it means, Q. So the little tilde, it's a minus sign, right? That means suck in, and the other one means blow. Okay, good. My phone's going off. Is it one of you guys? I hope not. Oh, no, it's work. All right, let's go. From the top to the bottom, go back, do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Yes.
Okay. I would say as a warm up to get your ukulele, god darn it, to get your harmonica warmed up each day. That's a great song, right? Lots and lots of real long notes. Gives you a chance if you're not exactly right on the note to sort of adjust your lips just a little bit to get that note to come out cleanly. And so that's what we're after. Okay. Next one we want to work on was "You Are My Sunshine." This is my favorite song on harmonica. Okay. I don't know. Lots of you know the second verse of the way Johnny Cash did it is super sad because the girl ups and leaves him in the middle of the night. There's also a third verse of this which is much happier. So you got verses 1 and 3, which are the happy verses. Okay, so if you want to play with people, right, get somebody to sing the song and then they stop singing and you drop in with your harmonica and somebody's got a guitar or a ukulele or a tuba and they're playing too. I mean, yeah, it's super fun. All right. You Are My Sunshine. Little Walter played this one. Yeah. I think every harmonica player has played this at least once. Okay. It just fits perfectly on the harmonica and it sounds nice. Okay. All right. So we'll start with a blow 3 and then a blow 4 and then a draw 4. Okay. And not long notes, right? So at least initially be working on 2 and 2, right? 2, 2, 2. Then the second time through, we'll do it at least twice, right? We'll go down and play through 16, go back to measure 1, go back through, and then we get when you get to measure 16, skip it because that's the first repeat, and go to measure 17 for the second repeat. Okay, from the top, blow 3 to get started. I'm holding my harmonica upside down from the top. I'm going to count in 4, then we're going to count in 1, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Put a little chord in on the end, a little C chord on the end just for fun. How do we do? Are you still sitting in your chair or have you gotten so dizzy that you have fallen out and are now picking yourself up off the floor? Let's see. Is there a trick to breathing efficiently between blows and inhales? Should we just try to grab a deep breath when we can between notes if we do not allow us to blow or inhale? Yeah, yeah. And singers, you'll pipe in if I'm saying something that's crazy, but a lot of times, since singers are always air out, right? Air out. I'm singing and I'm singing and I'm singing and I'm singing. So they have to find spots where you go, when you have to suck in, right? And that's why we use our diaphragm to pull a lot of air in a big hurry. Okay. In harmonica, we sometimes have to blow all that air out. So really keeping a good posture and using your diaphragm and breathing from your belly, you're going to get a lot better job with the bellows that's running your system. Okay. So unlike singing, which is just all blowing, sometimes we're blowing and sometimes we're drawing, and that air is moving out. And some songs don't cooperate. Like on this song, where was it? Down at measure 10, I've got draw 5, then I've got draw 6, then I've got to draw another draw 6, and so when I hit that other 6, I'm going to try to dump as much air possible, so that when I get to the next draw 5, I've got a little capacity to do that. So I do think, you got to find your spots in each song, and you'll find your place in the song. Most of the songs seem to sort of more or less work out, but not always, and not every single song all the way through will work. And so when you find those places where you either got to dump a bunch of air or quickly draw in a bunch of air, again, your posture is going to do most of the work there. Okay. Renee says she did great on that. Awesome. Let's see. Do we have to take advantage of those rests? Oh yeah, the rests, and singers will tell you this too. Rests are your savior, right? That's why you like a well-arranged music. When you see a rest count up, you're like, okay, I can make it to that rest. And then you suck in all the air and start all over again. So yeah, absolutely. Noob says, doing great, better than you can. Okay. Guys, those of you who had no other instruments, this is not the same deal. This thing you're going to be doing fine on real quick. Come along. This will be fun. Maybe I can play without my trumpet. Okay. Getting the hang of it. Jim's got the hang of it. So do you actually stand when you play harmonica rather than sit so you can breathe even deeper? I think that depends on you. Okay. I have never stood up to play harmonica because I have never thought that I would ever perform in public. And here I am right now performing in public. But I do think if you are struggling with breathing, or frankly, if you're thinking, hey, this is super funny, I'm going to go force this on my family, I do think it's worth practicing standing up. Obviously, when you're standing up, you probably don't want to stand up until you've been doing it a little while, because you don't want to get dizzy, fall over, and break something. Yankee Doodle, you're headed to Yankee Doodle. Things are about to get a lot tougher, guys. Okay. And so if you're thinking, I got this, I'm all that, get a little harmonica status. By the way, there are people out there that you'll run into that have harmonica status, and they're like, oh, what kind of harmonica do you have? And I have this one, and I have that one. And you're going to meet those guys if you hang around harmonica too much. You have to love them, and you have to know that it's just a thing for them. People get weirdly obsessed by certain things, and this should not be one of them. Okay, but there are guys. We love them, right? We're gonna keep moving on it. Okay, let's play Yankee Doodle. Now, here's the problem. Yankee Doodle starts on 7. Okay, which means that you're going to be playing much higher pitched, which means you're going to be fighting these reeds up here, and you're going to hear in me too, right? That these reeds up higher up are a little bit tougher to play. And in some cases, I would say a whole lot tougher to play than the reeds down lower. The challenge with this instrument is you've only got so many notes, right? And so you're going to end up playing these upper notes, even if they're fighting back. If your harmonica fights back, it's probably you. It's probably you not having effective technique. But I have a good harmonica, and I know basically what I'm doing, and it'll still fight me. Okay, so just know it's not necessarily your harmonica that's not going well. It's just that it's harder to play up there. All right, let's give it a try. Start on below 7, okay? And it's going to sound way more higher pitched. I'm going to count in 4, and then we're going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I blew the ending. Okay. That's a lot harder, right? So hopefully, right, get your harmonica warmed up on When the Saints Go Marching On, then move on to You Are My Sunshine. Now your harmonica is going to be more or less warmed up, not necessarily those specific reeds, but at least then hey, I'm gotten this, things are moving along. Now I'm going to go tackle Yankee Doodle, and I'm going to start playing these higher reeds. Um, Forgot your tools. Oh, you forgot your twos. I'm like, forgot your twos. Much harder to find the right holes. Well, and you heard me, right? I did okay up until the last one. I could not find the 7 to save my soul, right? Um, whatever, that's the way you played it at that moment. Okay. We'll play it one more time. How we doing on time? And then we will wrap up very. You know what? You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're going to need a little bit of It's going to need a little. It's going to take a little bit of time for you just to work on that. So tonight, work on Yankee Doodle. That's your goal, right? Get Yankee Doodle out, sounding nice, and then let's very quickly run over to Wildwood Flower. Okay, because I want to at least run through it one time so you have a sense of what the song sounds like. Again, on the website, the page that has the daily schedule doesn't have all the tools. You got to look for the harmonica page on that website, and that has the MP3 player with the songs, all of the songs. You can listen to them so you know what they sound like. So I want you to listen to those tunes a few times, especially the Wildwood Flower. A good chance you don't remember it, or if you do know it, good chance you don't know it, right? And then if you do know it, everybody does it a tiny bit differently. And so I want to play through this one real quick so that you have a sense of what it is. We'll just play through it one time. John asks, how does my blues band stack up in the harmonica world? A lot of people love blues bands. They're relatively inexpensive, but I would say. The Special 20s and the Marine bands are really, really highly thought out of, and so that's why I recommend them. But honestly, the blues band, because it's cheap and available, it gets played a lot. Okay, all right, let's go get. And by the way, I don't hang out in the harmonica world really, so I read just enough to know that I'm fine in the ukulele world. Okay, all right, Wildwood Flower. Da da dum da da dum da da dum. Okay, I can't sing it either. Let's give it a try. From below 5 to get started. I'll count in 3, and then we're gonna go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, blew the next to the last note because it was like, oh, -3. What? Okay, so then you jump down there. But if you're deciding, yep, I want to start working on this song, and you can't remember it, come check this video out. We're 50 minutes in, so you can just come to this spot. Here, I'll do this, and then you'll know to go to that spot in the video if you need to hear it again. But it's faster and easier just to go to the website, listen to the recording of it, and then play through it. Not a terribly hard one, right? The range of the music is right exactly where we're working on. There's from 3 through 7, those are ideal notes for harmonica, and so you have that. Now, very quickly, we got to go, but I did order a chromatic Swan from Amazon, and I think it was $35. Okay, and the chromatic one I'm recommending right now is this guy, and he's $200, right? So over the next few days, I'm going to be practicing with this guy to see if he's worth ordering. Okay. And once you have, so don't order it yet, but let me play with this a few days. Tomorrow I'll give you an example of what it plays like. And if it's going to play well, and if it's something that's going to make it nice, you might consider starting to set aside $35 to play something like this. The reason you want to play harmonica or chromatic harmonica is this button allows you to have all of the notes on a piano. And so ultimately, if you decide, yep, playing harmonica is nice, it's fun, and then I can drive people insane with enforcing it on them, right? Don't force harmonica on people. They don't like it. But you'll decide, yep, this is a fun thing for me. Frankly, for some of us, this is just a good thing for me. So I'm going to work with this $35 chromatic for the next few days and see if it's worth you owning a copy of it. And maybe, right? A lot of you are thinking $200 for a harmonica. I'm not about to dump that in there. So, by the way, at the end of a session, always just tap your harmonica on your leg to hopefully knock out as much water as you can. Especially if you live in some of these areas that are real wet, your harmonicas will rust. And so, and then I always put them right back in the box because if it's better, I think. So, all right, that's enough harmonica for today. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you had fun. And we're going to do, tomorrow we will play through all of the songs. And then Thursday again, is tomorrow Wednesday? Wednesday and Thursday we'll play through all the songs. And then by Friday we'll be ready for the concert. Let's see, Marcia, good to see you. You bet, Sandy, good to see you. Key, recommendation post playing harmonica care. Yeah, really, just knock out the water out of it and put it back in the case. Yeah, I read your mind, Kay. Eventually, we'll talk about cleaning a harmonica because the more you play it, the more crud ends up in here, and then we'll talk about that. Don't just drop them in water though, because it'll ruin them. Jody, great, great to have you here, Jody. Go friend Jody on Facebook. She's awesome. Luis, lots of fun today. Good, glad you're having $200 buys a whole lot of awesome ukulele. Yeah, it buys a whole lot more awesome harmonica. Get over it, Jody. All right, no, it doesn't buy that much. Yeah, it buys a pretty decent ukulele. Buys top of the line harmonica, not top of the line, but pretty high top, pretty high good. Renee, good to see you. Melissa, my friend is a respiratory therapist. Yeah, respiratory. That's another thing. If you know respiratory therapists, you can send them to these little workshops, and they don't actually have to go do it. They just sit their patient in front of me, the recording on YouTube, and then we work on that. So that's another reason we're doing this, right? Is just to make it easy for those guys. You bet, you Noob. Good to see you. See you later on today. Leave harmonica out. Francine, you're funny. You can cat. Great time. Needs a drink. Oh, I know, right? And they say your dizziness will go away. Your dizziness will go away. I know. I kind of miss being all super dizzy. Pauline, Linda, good to see you. Pauline, I need to work on timing blows. Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it. Just a little bit of work. In the next couple of weeks, we'll get all that figured out. Hey, Patty, good to see you. Have a great day, Fran. We'll see you. Bye. Dizzy, woo! Look at us. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. Hopefully, I will see all of you tomorrow for more harmonica. Don't forget to subscribe. Say give me a thumbs up if you like it. Tell your friends. Right? Let's see what we can do to get Gary's channel up to 1,000 one of these days. And then all of a sudden, apparently YouTube sends me a free puppy. So tell people that you're doing this and have them subscribe to me. So dry on Colorado. So if we leave out harmonica. Yeah, in Colorado, just leave, they dry out just fine, right? And so it's places where it's real humid that they rust. So, all right. See you, John. Have a great day, you guys. Ending the stream.